Time to make your voices heard, guys. All this week, we're looking at the way that people have used their voices to help foster change. But let's start by looking at the No Mas campaign, its history, and its future on today's BFD. So a few weeks back, we took a look at the corrupt Pinochet regime and the No Mas movement that helped get rid of it. We asked you guys to take part in the No Mas campaign of your own, and you guys had a lot of great responses. No Mas homophobia, No Mas big banks, mind games, subjugation, just to name a few. But today we're going to look at where No Mas came from, and with me to help me through that journey is the one and only Amanda Farrand, who helped create the campaign. Amanda, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So just a little backstory. In 1988, Augusto Pinochet, under intense international pressure, had to put forward to the Chilean people a referendum to either keep him in power for an additional 8 years or to vote him out, so to say yes or no. And in the film No, it chronicles that story. Gael Garcia Bernal plays an ad executive who is charged with or takes upon himself the No campaign.
When this ad executive comes in, he's from the soda world where it's all poppy, happy, and fun. And when he comes in, he sees the original No campaign, which was all about the police brutality and the corruption, and it was really haunting. And he just walks in, looks at this original campaign, and after it stops, he looks at all the execs and says, "Okay, is that it?" And they're just like haunted by the fact that he wasn't haunted by it. And he said, this isn't going to work. We have to show people what it looks like on the other side and focus on the happiness. Otherwise, we'll deter people from actually showing up for the vote.
I think an MLK quote, but it's something like, the voices of my enemies, not the things that I remembered, but the silence of my friends. It's totally imperative for people not only to speak up, but also to act on their words, right?
Yeah, I think, you know, being in America, we have the opportunity to say what we want. I mean, no better indication of that than the last presidential election. But there are countries out there that people are being punished for actually speaking up against any sort of government power.
So in a lot of ways, the No Mas campaign isn't about negativity or saying no to something. It's saying yes to action and to hearing having your voice heard and following through with it.
Right. The badge is literally a badge of honor and the exercise of freedom of expression, which is something that we take for granted. And so I think it's really important to take a moment, figure out what your voice is, and then be able to express it and stand up for someone who can't.
And people can still fill out these badges online.
Of course. TakePart.com/NoMas.
All right. Thank you so much, Amanda, for your time.
Thank you.
What are you going to say No Mas to? You can still print and make your own badges by clicking the link in the description below. You can also sign the petition to stand up for free speech. For BFD, I'm David Park. Be sure to subscribe.